Hey Vikings, this is Mr. Shar, principal here at Johansson High School. With some good news. We got an in-person graduation coming for you guys. I know this has been a crazy year. I know we've been stuck in this pandemic. I know you've been trying to avoid a virtual graduation, which we are also doing, which I hope you all participate in. But this presentation is all about an in-person graduation. The reason we have to do this is there are a lot of guidelines that are coming down from the state and the county and our school district that we have to make sure everybody adheres to if we want to have a successful in-person graduation. It's going to be as close as possible to what we've done in the past. Just a few limitations, obviously social distancing, the amount of tickets, procedures and stuff, how we're doing things, enter and exit, but I'm going to get into that. So pay attention because everybody has to watch this video, especially if you want to be able to get your tickets. So let me see if I can get through this. All right. One, congratulations, you've made it. I don't know if anybody would recognize this picture over here. I wanted to add it in because this is actually the welcome, the first day of school when you guys were all freshmen. So you might see someone through there underneath the tunnel or something like that. But that's from when you were freshmen, way back in the day. This is your graduation. This is what we're aiming for. This is what I hope. The main difference. Can you pick out what the main difference here is? Look at all those graduates. You will not be that close to each other. We're going to be on the football field. Everybody's got to be at least 6 feet apart. Certain times you got to be 12 feet apart. So that's what we are striving for, getting everybody there in person. So in order to do this, we got to follow all the county guidelines. That means for any live event in this county, there has to be 6 feet of social distancing. Everybody must wear a mask. It's a must. If you refuse, you got to leave the stadium. Obviously, everybody's frequently hand washing. We'll have lots of sanitizer all over the place. And the key down there at the bottom of that, because of these protocols, no flowers, no balloons, no handshakes, not even a fist bump, not even elbows. They want us to stay 6 feet apart. So clearly no hugs. I know that will be hard for some of you, but it's all about just walking the stage. That's our goal here. We are currently in the red tier. So as long as we stay in the red tier, so keep it up for a couple more weeks, everybody, when they enter and exit, must be 6 feet apart. So parents, as they enter the stadium, they will be ushered to their assigned seats. So there will be a ticket process, an online ticket process where you are assigned seats. Everybody will get ushered. There's going to be signage everywhere. We got to make sure we keep everybody 6 feet apart. There's got to be 12 feet in between the stage and the graduates. And again, like I just said, no handshaking, hugging, no flowers, balloons. Now I'm just repeating myself. So diploma placards, that's a normal thing that we hand you the diploma, shake your hand, all that's out. So when you get to the stadium, or when we enter into the stadium, on your seats, the graduates on their seats will be just the what we call the diploma cover. And that's what you will carry when you walk across the stage. Another little factor, 2 guests per attendee. So only 2 guests. There's no trading tickets. This is a no negotiations going on here. Simple math. Under the red tier, you can only have 20% capacity in a stadium. That means we can only have 1,200 people total in the stadium. And if we have anywhere close to 400 graduates, which we usually do, that means only 2 tickets. And that's not just seats. It's also down on the field where the graduates are. So 1,200 total. So that's why we're sticking to 2 tickets. Let's see, we'll be providing water. We'll provide anything that you might need. We'll even be providing water for the guests. We don't want anybody having to think they have to bring in their own food or drink or anything like that. So we will be providing drinks, specifically water, for people. And graduates, there will be a bottle of water under every single seat, so you don't have to worry about it either. Okay, how do I get my tickets? I'm going to see if I can move this over. There we go. So this is going to be an online thing. And I'm sure most people here have gone to the movies or gone to a concert or something where you order your tickets online, you get a barcode. That's how this is going to work. We've actually hired a company to do that. So everybody will get a barcode, a URL to this ticketing portal, which is going to open up on the 17th. So that would be, in about a week. So that will open up. We will tell everybody how and when to order their tickets. You will know exactly where you're going. It's not a first come, first serve. Once you get to the stadium, it is assigned seating. Only 2 per guest. Tickets, they're going to be emailed to the student's email address. So your school email address, if you haven't used it, figure it out. A PDF document will be printed, can be printed, screenshot, saved to a mobile device, something. But, just like in the movie theater, as soon as somebody scans that first barcode, that's it. I mean, the first barcode with the first 2 tickets. So if you're thinking you're going to screenshot it, give it to all your family members, only the first 2 people are getting in. Everybody else. So if you thought you were going to trick the system and give it to your friends, well, then your parents might get left out. It's simple as that. So make sure you are keeping track of that. 2 tickets. We'll be scanning them at the gate. Like I said before, there's the reason for the assigned seating is for contact tracing. We actually have to know in order to be able to put on a live event. If somebody comes down with COVID, we have to be able to go into the computer system and say, oh, Johnny was sitting over there and they're surrounded by these 10 people. The county needs to know who those 10 people were. Even in the stands, everything's going to be social distance. Let's see. There's going to be a map connected to the ticket and a health screening link that basically says if you're coming into the stadium, you don't have any symptoms. You cannot come into the stadium if you have any kind of symptoms. All right. Let me move this real quick. Sorry. All right. Graduates, you're going to be dropped off 60 minutes before the graduation. Our graduation is at 7:00. So that means you need to be at school by, right. Hopefully you all said 6:00. You guys are going to be dropped off right outside my office, right over there in the parking lot outside the B building. That's where you guys get dropped off. And that's where we're going to set you all up. And then parents go park over at the stadium and they will be on the side of the stadium where their tickets are. Students, if you're driving yourself, obviously you can park over here by the swimming pool. The guests are going to be allowed to enter the stadium 60 minutes prior to the ceremony. So if they drop you off an hour and 10 minutes early, that's perfectly all right. The earlier, the better. And they must have their e-ticket or printed out a ticket to get into the stadium. And they have to go to the proper gate. So all protocols that we have to follow. So here's a school map. Basically, you see the stadium there. On your tickets, it's going to show you where in the blue, if you're on that side, which is our home side of the football stadium, like where the press box is, if you get tickets for there, you must park on that side. If you on the green ones, those are the visitor side of the stadium, then you have to park on that side. And the red, that's showing where graduates are. So obviously the red, that's where students will park and that's where we set up. And then obviously they're going to be on the field. Graduates, you will be on the field. So students and parents, this is the B building parking lot. This is where the students are going to park right outside the science building out there. We're going to be setting up right here, forming you in lines and telling you how we're going to be walking into the stadium. Again, this is where you can drop them off. Parents, if you're dropping off your students, you can pull through that front, pull around drop off area and the kids can walk over to the parking lot. We're going to be looking for signs like these. I don't know if my mouse is showing up in the video, but these signs will show we're going to be lining up on home side, row 1, visitor side, row 2, and so forth. We line you all up. So that will correlate with where you're actually going to sit in the stadium. This year, we're not allowed to have a practice. So pay attention. And when it comes the hour before graduation, I'll be there with a bullhorn telling everybody what to do. Pictures of the parking lot. If you haven't seen the stadium, this is where people are going to be parking. Home side and visitor side, depending on where your tickets are. Okay, so graduates, this is where we, you graduates and teachers, principals, whatnot, this is where we are going to enter the stadium. So the parents are all going to go in at the regular ticket booth sides on the sides of the stadium. But once we get you guys all lined up over by the B building, by the science building, we're going to walk across the street. Don't worry. We actually have we've already hired police officers. They're going to shut down the street. Police officers will be blocking the street for us to walk across. So we're not dealing with a dangerous situation. So police officers will be there stopping traffic. But we're going to go in that stadium right there in the drive-through gate, and then we're going to peel off. And I'll show you. We'll peel off, and 2 lines will walk down the sides of the track so you can wave to your parents up there in the stands. Just like here, I got ahead of myself. You'll be walking down the sides of the track. And as you go down there, as soon as you get to where your row is, where that sign was, if you're, visitor's side, row 1, then you'll peel off and go into row 1. And then row 2 will then peel off and go into row 2, and so forth and so forth. It'll look great. Trust me. It'll be awesome. All right. So this is that stage. The stage is going to be set up on the north side of the stadium. So that would be where the flagpole is, opposite side of the scoreboard. Stage is all the way down there. So both sides of the stadium, obviously, wherever you're sitting, it's basically you're going to have the same type of view. That's where we'll be. This is, if you can look real close, there's chairs. We had to set it up, and there's chairs that are socially distanced. That would be row 1 that's up there. Where the soccer goal is, that's where the stadium is going to be. There's approximately 9 chairs on each side. You'll see how it works. Then this would be, so what you're looking at, notice where the zigzags are. That's some ribbon that's tied to the ramps. So when you guys are the graduates, when you guys are sitting there on the field, the football field, we'll give you clues. There's going to be there's going to be a teacher who's standing at the end of each row, and they're going to tell, okay, row 1, stand up. Row 1, stand up. Notice how row 1 is stood up right there. You will then go to the outside. There's ramps on both sides of the stage. You'll go to the outside of the ramp and then walk up to the middle, holding your diploma cover because it was already going to be on your seat. Then when you walk across the stage, we're not allowed to fist bump. We're not allowed to shake hands, any of that stuff. But there will be, dignitaries up there. You hold your sign, take your pic, have, smile out for the crowd. Hopefully they got a zoom lens, that kind of stuff. All of this will be live streamed. We will have a cameraman right there live streaming everything. So for the rest of your family, you only get 2 tickets, but the other 10 people you wanted to bring, they get to watch at home. It will be live streamed at home. Okay, so this is a better clue of the stage. So like I said, you guys are all going to come up the outside, up that outside ramp, and then you'll just walk down that middle ramp. And then when you walk down that middle ramp, you'll peel off and go into whatever row you came out of. And it'll be a nice little loop-de-loop. It's real simple. You guys will see how it goes. And if people mess up, who cares? It's just it's a blip in time. No big deal. We'll just move on. Okay, what happens after the ceremony? This is going to be different than any graduation we've ever had. Again, I'm going back to the guidelines. I'm not going back to SHAR's rules, going back to the county guidelines that we must follow. All you graduates, you have to exit the stadium and go back to the drop-off pickup location. You have to exit the stadium before the parents or the guests can be dismissed too. So at the end of the ceremony, we will start from the back. We'll go opposite of how we came in. The back rows will peel off. Then the second to last row will follow them. Then the third to last row, and so forth, until the front row, the first shall be last and the last shall be first. The front row will be the last ones to exit the stadium. As soon as that last person walks out of the stadium, then I got to get on the mic and be like, okay, guests in section 1A, you can leave. And there will literally be a whole bunch of people up in the stands, like workers dismissing sections. We have to follow these guidelines. I know it seems silly, but it's in order to stay safe. We have to do it so that we want to be able to provide this graduation for you. So guests will be dismissed from the stadium one section at a time. Guests must remain seated until the usher escorts them from the stadium. This is why we're providing water. This is why we're trying to make it comfortable, because people might be sitting up there for 20, 30 minutes waiting to get out, unfortunately. Graduates will be picked up for the original drop-off location. So then the parents, they drive out and they come pick you up. Or if you drove yourself, you drive back home where you can go take your pictures. We can't provide you a spot like in the past. It was on everybody come down to the field. No, we can't do that this year. You guys are going to have to go to your own backyards, your own parks, whatever. If you want family pictures and all that fun stuff, unfortunately, that's what you got to do. Okay, questions. I'm answering your questions for you. Diplomas. When do you get the actual diploma? So remember I said diploma cover? You guys will be getting the diploma covers during the ceremony. The actual diploma, you have to come back on the last day of school, because graduation is Wednesday, May 26th at 6 p.m. The last day of school is Thursday, May 27th, whatever day. We'll tell you when to come back to pick up your diploma, because in order to get your diploma, you got to give us your computer. You're going to turn in your laptop, and you also have to make sure you've already done the senior survey. There's lots of you out there who haven't done the senior survey. You can do that right now. You can do it today. Do the senior survey. But if you come to pick up your diploma, we're going to check a list and be like, nope, you got to go sit over there on that picnic table and do your senior survey. And then you can turn in your device, and then we will give you your diploma. Because don't worry about the teachers assigning asynchronous work, because you're going to be turning in your devices. Anyway, just attending graduation is going to count towards attendance, and we'll take care of attendance the last day. Don't worry about attendance. We'll take care of that based on you showing up to graduation and you picking up your diploma. So we'll take care of that stuff. All right, that, my friends, is changing on me. That's the end of my presentation. Basic stuff. Things to remember. Go back. You can rewind this video if you want. 2 tickets. You have to log in. We'll send all that information when it becomes available. It'll be about the 17th when that will be available for tickets. Everybody gets 2. You got to show up an hour early for graduation. Students, graduates, you're all coming right outside my office, outside the B building, out there in that parking lot. That's where we're going to set up. And parents, make sure, unfortunately, no flowers, balloons, and any of that kind of stuff this year. Not supposed to have balloons anywhere. But you guys will have to follow the protocols. You guys will be going, parents, you'll be entering in through the normal gates by the ticket booths on the visitors and home side, and you'll be exiting out the other side. So it'll be one way. So I want to make sure we're going to be following all the safety protocols. I know that there are people out there that are still a little nervous about going into a big situation like this. We are taking it seriously. We will make sure you are safe. We will make sure there's social distancing, and everybody must wear a mask. Thank you for listening. If you have questions, do not hesitate to email me, call the school. We will get you to somebody who can answer those questions. Thank you for listening. Have a great day. Can't wait for graduation.